Hey babes, welcome to my car office. It's like so beautiful outside that I really had to like get out here and make sure I was sharing this message that I have for you today while in my car and just in this like Zen space. This is like one of my favorite places here, like by the water, the Hudson River, and you can kind of see it in my background. So it's the New York City skyline behind me. It's hard to see because of the windows, but it's right there. So yeah, this is like one of my Zen spots to literally just like when I feel like I just need to be a little bit more grounded and just in amazement of everything. I could literally like sit there and like stare at the water and stare at the buildings for like hours because there's so much to take in, and it's just so different from, my life and like growing up, just seeing like cornfields and land all around. So this is just a whole new world. Share with me if you're like, you just love having that meditative space to just like look around and take it all in. But yeah, so my message for you today, and thanks, there were a couple people actually that asked, I think Bonnie and Rosalind and then Marissa, I think you all shared a question about like marketing tips. So that's what I'm going to share today. So thanks for showing up and sharing. And good morning, hello. And so today the message is around marketing, but it's not just me just feeding you these strategies and tactics and this, that, and the other, but there's a mindset piece around it as well. So the title is Marketing Personalization versus Perfection. So what I mean with this is not that you are going to be so wrapped up in saying the perfect thing and doing the perfect thing and creating the perfect thing all the time, not standing in the space of perfection, but more in personalization. And so the number one tip that I have for you around that is making sure whenever you do a video, whenever you do a post, you're not like reaching for what anyone or everyone, what you think that they want to hear, but instead you are talking to that one ideal client. Okay? It might sound freaky at first. You might think about like, oh, that's like lack and like limitation, and I could be helping this person or that person with this and that and the other. And I want you to realize, if you are coming from that place of like scarcity and feeling like you have to show up and be everything for everyone, you're going to attract no one, and you're going to get exhausted. And at the end of the day, people are going to have no clue what you actually do and who you help. But by coming from the place of personalization and speaking to that one person, so this is something I do every time. And it's always so beautiful too, because like, while I have in mind my one ideal client that I work with, there is a likeness, for example, with Bonnie and Marissa and Rosalind, with your messages, requests. Like, you have the same desires, you have similar like problems, issues, blocks, beliefs that are limiting you, and you want the similar solution, and this is what I'm speaking to, and this is what you can model. So that's the number one tip, is talking to your one ideal client. and with just really knowing that like you're listening to them, you're repeating back those keywords that they told you they wanted, and that you are also like studying them so you know and understand them. And when you reflect back these keywords of what they said they were struggling with and what they want, you'll start getting messages on your social media or wherever you're showing up. Likely, I have this happen like all the time, where you get comments saying like, I feel like you're speaking directly to me. And that is when you know you are mastering your marketing messages, because that's what marketing is. It's messages, it's clear communication, it's having that connectiveness to speaking to your ideal clients and them being like, oh my gosh, she gets me, she listened to me. So that is the marketing tip. That is the marketing words. And what else did I write on my notes here? So if you don't know what, your ideal client wants, or you don't even know who your ideal client is, or you haven't decided, let this be an invitation to get more clear on who you're really showing up to serve and who you want to work with, and getting in that place of personalization versus perfection. Other little tips that I wrote down here on my notes is, so a little bit about me, if you haven't been following me for a while, since I was like 18, literally, whoa, that's a cool car. Wow, that was like a Lamborghini SUV. I've never seen one. That was fancy. That was like the Batmobile. But anywho's, so if you haven't been following me for a while, I've talked about like my past, like literally ever since I was 18, I have been some form of sales, marketing, business. I've had other businesses too. What I've learned along the way, and this goes back to like back in the day, I went to this like big seminar with some of the world's best experts. So like Susie Orman was one of them. She's like finance guru. I don't even remember all of them. It was so long ago. But the other one that I'm getting at was Zig Ziglar. And if you haven't heard of him, definitely check him out. And you'll really be like, voice inflections, that's interesting. And you can start to play around with how you communicate and how your messages are heard so you stand out. But this one thing that relates to personalization versus perfection that I want to share with you that I love that he said is WIFM. WIFM is an acronym that stands for What's in It for Me. And in this regard, the WIFM, the What's in It for Me, relates to your ideal client. And then when they see you sharing your messages and sharing your posts and sharing your offers, like, sure, they want to help you probably at some point or the other, but what they want most is to know so clearly what's in it for them. That will help them see the value and the benefit of trading their money for your offer, for your product, for your program, for your time, for your service, for whatever you're selling. So WIFM, what's in it for me, and knowing that your ideal clients also, like, they don't care how much you know. Like, you can be a freaking PhD, whatever, FMDMDO, CTNC, Master Coach Extraordinaire. You can literally have the alphabet behind your name with education and certifications and licenses and all of this. But like your ideal clients, at the end of the day, they don't truly actually care how much you know until they know how much you care. So this is another thing you want to bring into your marketing, into your messages, into your communication for that personalization. And that could be with sharing your story. It could be reflecting back to them those key words of their pain points and what they want, so they know you care by knowing and you showing them, you see them, you hear them, you show them that they matter. And this is, what you do in coaching too. It's another thing I've really up-leveled with working with, over the last few weeks, working again with Cynthia Garcia, the founder of ITN, with coaching competencies, which is actually the topic that I'm going to share with my group, the Well Biz Babe Academy, today, digging into more on like how to be an expert level coach. And this is the through line that plays into your business, into your relationships, into your clients, into your marketing. Everything is having that coaching competency of reflection and reflecting back, and using that, it ties into everything. So I'll share, so I have like more on this topic that I'll go into tomorrow, since we're at the time and space of the mini masterclass I wanted to share with you today. So tomorrow I'll share more on like some of the specifics of like how to really communicate clearly the WIFM and the benefits and the features of what you offer, so that your programs and offers can really sell themselves. So I'll share that last bit with you tomorrow. So come back at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow to get those details more into marketing, personalization, and perfection. And keep the conversation going. So whatever your ahas were, top takeaways from what I shared, master the message by sharing in the comments, whether you're live or watching the replay. And also, I want to invite you as well, like if you're also feeling called of like, this keeps coming up for you and you're like, you really want to make a living, you really want to make money doing the work that you love with wellness and whatever your journey was, so you can really show up in your mission and share your message to empower others so they don't have to suffer. And you're feeling called and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do it, I need support, and you want to get in that alignment of being a coach who has a coach, because hello, that helps you stand in the power of asking others to invest in you. Whether you want to believe that or not, I know that's what I believe for sure. But anyways, if you're feeling called, you want to get support, you want to get the coaching, the content, the community, the connection, so you can make that income and impact doing what you love, then I want to invite you to go ahead and get on the waiting list, to connect to me more about which option is right for you to get that level of support. So you can go to my website, mindytuzani.com/waitlist. I'll put the link in the comment too, but share your message, master the message, ask other questions, because we still have a few more days for this epic mini masterclass going on. Thanks for joining. Thanks for showing up and being open to getting the messages that you are meant to get from this, so you can really take yourself and your business to the next level. So lots of love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.